Happy holidays and welcome to New York City. It's a small, quiet town, but join me as we check out this hidden gem of a Christmas travel destination. All joking aside, whether it's known as the Big Apple or the city that never sleeps, New York is one of the most popular travel destinations in the entire world. Throughout the year, upwards of 60 million tourists visit this city, with more than 12 million arriving internationally. When the weather starts to get cold, though, New York City transforms into a beautiful place to go for the holiday season. With all sorts of famous sights, as well as some actual hidden gems, Manhattan is the next great stop in our Christmas travel series here on Modern Travel Guide. New York City is the largest city in the U.S., with almost 9 million residents in the city alone. The Big Apple consists of 5 boroughs: Brooklyn, Queens, the Bronx, Staten Island, and, most importantly, at least for this video, Manhattan. This borough is referred to locally as the City, with everything from Little Italy and Chinatown to Times Square and even Central Park. Because New York City is so massive, we'll only be focusing on this borough. There's lots to see here though, so keep watching to see the best of Manhattan Christmas activities. Starting our journey on the south side of the island, just north of the financial district, we hit Chinatown and Little Italy. This area is worth a visit on every trip to New York, with great food and interesting interactions with 2 very different cultures. But during the Christmas season, it's a bit more exciting. Sure, Chinatown doesn't go too crazy with Christmas decorations, but they don't really need to with all the lights and decorations they have up year-round. Little Italy does do a lot of holiday decorating, with most of the restaurants and shops putting up lights and wreaths. Plus, they have big overhead light displays on the edge of the neighborhood, welcoming visitors to a Christmas-themed version of New York's heart of Italian culture. There's also a store set up in Little Italy on Mulberry Street that sells Christmas decorations all year. It's pretty neat to go in December, since they obviously have a holiday theme to the shop. You can even get custom tree ornaments to remember your trip to New York City every Christmas. Continuing our journey, and it's definitely a journey, at least if you walk the whole way like I did, we head up Broadway just over a mile to Union Square Park. Take the Green 6 train toward Park Chester or Pelham Bay Park. This is the location of one of the best things in New York City during the Christmas season, the Union Square Holiday Market. This world-renowned spot is full of vendors selling everything from scarves to paintings to chocolate hand tool sculptures. Oh, and don't forget about all the good foods. Due to the popularity of the market, you get some interesting characters. And be sure to drop $1 to the performers if you photograph them. For our little trek through Manhattan, Broadway is a good way to get your bearings. You can step off the beaten path to check out the different neighborhoods, but Broadway takes us right to our different holiday stops. One of the quick stops along this route is the picturesque Flatiron Building on 23rd Street. That's important if you take the yellow R or W trains from Union Square. It's one of the most photographed buildings in New York and the world, with views of the just as iconic Empire State Building to the north. The next Christmas-themed stop on our journey up Broadway is the impressive Macy's, decked out in some of the best Christmas decorations and window displays in the city. Think Miracle on 34th Street. Macy's is only 2 blocks from Penn Station, so it's a great starting point for people coming into the city by commuter train. There's tons of shopping to be done inside, but the outside is the most Christmassy. All the major department stores have a bit of a competition for holiday window displays, and Macy's is always a top contender. During the peak holiday season, they can get as many as 10,000 people per hour checking out their lights. But don't be intimidated by the crowds. This is New York after all. At this point, we're getting up into Midtown. This is where there's a lot of popular places, and therefore tourists galore, but it's well worth visiting for the Christmas season, especially for first-time travelers to the Big Apple. Further up Broadway from Macy's is the most cliché tourist trap location in the city, Times Square. This is a controversial place to include in a New York City travel guide, but it is a very unique location everyone should see at least once. During the holidays, the best time to come is at night. Just like Nashville, check out our Nashville Christmas travel guide, link in the description. This is where you can really see New York's version of year-round Christmas lights, the mini lights of Times Square, plus New York traffic. There are always interesting things to be seen around Times Square, including the Broadway theaters, but beware of scammers and creeps in the area. You can find some very strange things around Times Square. From Times Square, our journey takes a little detour east, along any street from 42nd to 45th. You can also take the S train. This is one of my favorite parts of the city, as well as a lot of other people apparently, Grand Central Station. This beautiful terminal station, known officially as Grand Central Terminal, not station, has some of the best architecture and indoor scenery throughout the year, but it becomes a little more magical at Christmas. In the main concourse, they put up wreaths and garland to complement the already gorgeous room. While here, be sure to look up. There are a few different places to grab some food or a coffee, but the best place during the holiday season has to be in Vanderbilt Hall. Why? They've got the Great Northern Food Hall. But more importantly, half the room is filled with the Hidden Gem Grand Central Holiday Fair. It's a much smaller market than the Union Square Holiday Market, but the 40 vendors have a focus on locally sourced materials or a socially conscious business model, so the items here might interest you more. Plus, it's a great way to get out of the cold. The next must-see area for the Christmas season is Rockefeller Center, just a few blocks northeast of Grand Central. This area contains a bunch of cool sights for the holidays. Radio City Music Hall hosts the Rockettes. They have one of the best ice skating rinks in the whole city, plus lots of Christmas decorations scattered throughout the plaza. I'm not forgetting anything, am I? Only one of the best Christmas trees in the country on display. The massive tree each year is set in place in mid-November, with the lighting ceremony taking place on the first Wednesday after Thanksgiving. For 2019, that's December 4th, and stays up until around the 7th of January. The trees don't go to waste though, as they become lumber for Habitat for Humanity housing. Another very important site to see some breathtaking sights is the Top of the Rock, the rooftop observation deck of 30 Rock. You get great views of the whole city, from the Empire State Building on one side to views of Central Park and Billionaires Row on the other. So this is arguably the best observation deck in the whole city. Be sure to get tickets ahead of time, especially online. It's way more convenient, plus you know exactly when to show up. Right next to the Rockefeller Center, you can find 5th Avenue. Here you can find some of the final sights of our journey through Manhattan. First, there's St. Patrick's Cathedral. Yes, that St. Patrick, the beautiful Roman Catholic cathedral made of marble. During the holiday season, the place is decorated in Christmas decorations, and there's no shortage of patrons. Next door, you can find another important stop on 5th Avenue. Saks Fifth Avenue is another one of the famous department stores with beautiful holiday-themed window displays, but they take it up a notch. At night, they have amazing Christmas-themed light shows projected on the front of the building, with the sidewalks getting packed with people stopping to watch. There's also plenty of shopping inside, as is the case with all the other department stores that continue up 5th Avenue, all the way up to our final stop. Central Park is one of Manhattan's most iconic and popular landmarks throughout the year, with the many duck ponds and plenty of green space. But the big reason to come during the holiday season, though it's open from around November to April, is Wollman Rink. This is a great way to wrap up a Christmas trip to New York, skating in the open air with a backdrop of trees and huge buildings everywhere. If this doesn't put you in the Christmas spirit, then you're lying to yourself. This has been a fun overview of some of the highlights to see in New York City. I'm sure there are tons of things we missed on this holiday journey through the lower half of Manhattan, so let us know in the comments what else people should know about Christmas in New York. Thanks for joining me on another episode of the Christmas Travel Series, and it's been a fun one, but I got a plane to catch, so I'll see y'all in the next one. Alright guys, if you enjoyed that video, be sure to give it a like and share it with your friends. And subscribe for more content like this.